In this time of the year we have lots of cooking ahead, and an apron is ideal. It's basic, so we don't ruin our outfits. I was going to make myself one, but then I got a call from school that they need a plain one for the children to make a project or something, so I'm going to make myself one. But don't go just yet, because even if you want to do the adult version, the measurements are the same and it's really easy. So stay with me, because that way you know if this is a suitable business for you or if it's good for big families. And the measurements are quite simple. I'm going to need 4 measurements. The first one will be from halfway my shoulder, right in the middle, to the other side, and then try to think where an apron lands, more or less like halfway your chest, halfway up your chest, and then from there to your waistline, then your waistline contour, and of course the length. The length will be the one you like, and I'm going to do it from this measurement down to my knee, but not mine, but my son's. So I'm going to trace his measurements to be able to do it. And from the top of the chest down to the waistline, you have to make a really pronounced curve here, so it doesn't bother the armpit, and try not to break the paper like me. This is how I'm doing. I think it looks fine. And now I'm going to cut the fabric. I have this really nice canvas. It's not, I mean, it is plain color, but it's not that plain. It has this sort of pattern. It looks like linen, but it's really nice. I have loads and it's not too thick, so I think it's ideal for this project. Let's start cutting. And then I want to make a hat as well. For the hat, I'm a bit going blindfolded because I'm not sure. So I measured my son's head, a contour, and it was 54 centimeters. I'm going to add some more and use Velcro so it can adapt to different sizes. So I'm going to cut a rectangle of 8 centimeters by 60. And then for the top, because I want it quite fluffy, I want to make it like 20 centimeters tall. So I think if I cut a 20 centimeter radius circle, it will be okay. I'm going to cut one and see how I do, and then yes, see how I do, and then if it's okay, I'll cut the rest. I'm going to start by cutting all the pieces I need for the apron and hat in a thin canvas. The straps are all hem around, the same as the apron, with a double hem. And then they are sewn into place carefully. And the hat has an opening for the Velcro and is all pleated around the headband. The apron is going to be quite easy to sew. I'm going to start on the armhole area, the bit that goes from the chest down to the back, and I'm going to do everything with a double hem. To do a double hem, you just fold twice and sew on top. So once I do this, I can hem the rest, and I think it'll look nicer. This part is the easiest bit, I'm sure, and it didn't take that long either. And now with the straps that tie the back and the neck. This is going to be, I'm sure, what takes the longest because it's 14 straps for the waistband and another 7 for the neck, and then the little one that has the buckle to tie them up. So this is going to take forever. I'm going to do it as fast as I can and the fastest way possible, which is folding everything twice so I can hem all around it, even the corners, because I think if I do it right sides together, to put it right sides out and press it and all that is going to take too long. So I need it fast. You can't imagine how happy my son is because I'm making his apron and his friends. So now I'm going to do the ties that go on the neck and on the back. I'm just going to fold twice and hem all around it, and then the same with the straps that go on the back. They are 45 by 8 centimeters, so I'm going to do the same, fold twice and then sew them to the back. I love sewing, I really like sewing, but there's something that happens to me that sewing the same once and again is really tiring. I get really frustrated because it's something to do with your mind, really. You don't see your stuff coming down, so it's quite tiring. I really admire people who work in a factory doing the same job once and again, because for this it didn't seem to going to end at any point. So, but I have them done and I did them as fast as I can. I've spent half an hour on each, so an hour and a half, almost the whole morning. So now that I have everything done, even with the little buckles, I'm going to sew them to the aprons. So here I have my little aprons, they look quite good. I'm going to cut all the little threads I have around and I'll go on with the hats. And for the hats I have these circles, my pizzas, and the rectangles. So, because I want to make them adjustable, so they're going to have a bit of Velcro, and that way it's easier to put on for the children, and it's also better because they can use it for longer. So, because this is not close, I can't sew all around the hat. So what I'm going to do is to open a bit of a gap here, like 10 centimeters tall, and then I'm going to hem it. And once I have done, I can sew the two edges of the rectangles, put it right sides out, and start sewing the circle in there, pleating and hemming at the same time. So this is how my day has been. I'm really pleased with the aprons and with the cups as well. I'm in love with them. I think they look really cute, really rustic, and I love the Velcro. I think it's a good idea. I hope it doesn't come apart. It doesn't look like it. And I remember I put some on one of my son's toy bags that I made, so I hope they stick around. And for the rest, I'm quite pleased. Making them is really easy. Making an apron has no difficulty at all because it's just simple hems. I mean, it's double hems, but it's simple seams you have to do. You don't have to do anything, and it's achievable for beginners or for sewing with your family, for an afternoon project, something like that. You can have it done in under an hour. Your apron and your cap, your hat, your matching hat. My problem was sewing 7, that it takes much longer. It took me almost 6 hours, and the thing I hated the most was the straps. All the straps took ever so long to cut and to sew together. It was 28 straps, the 2 neck ones and the 2 back ones, and it took so long, almost 2 hours just to sew them, and then before that cutting them, it was so long. But the apron, it's really easy. I had them all sewn in under an hour, and the hats as well. I was surprised about that because it didn't take me no time at all. It was really easy. You just have to sew the band and then the gathers on top. You can make it different ways, of course. You can make pleats before, you can measure your pleats, or you can gather it as well. But I don't think it matters, I don't think it's necessary. I just did it while I was sewing, and it turned out great. I think it has a rustic style, and I love it. Is it worth making them? I think it does. I had 2.5 meters of fabric, but it wasn't 1.40 meter wide. It was 280. It was double. So it was €9.90 a meter, but take into account that then if it was a normal fabric, it would have been like 10 meters. No, I mean 5 meters instead of 2.5. It was double the amount I usually buy, so it was quite cheap. And I use all of it for the 7 aprons. I only have little scraps left, so I make the most out of it. So it cost me €3.50. It's nothing, €3.50 for all of the for each. It's nothing. It's just, you can make it in really nice fabrics, Christmassy ones, and your little one will be amazed. Or maybe for yourself or for the whole family. So let me know down in the comments what you thought, if you've done batch sewing before and what you think. It's really long. I mean, the straps, I hated that part. It took so long and even my back hurt, and it never does. So it was a bit of a pain, but I think it's worth it. And I leave you a link here to other videos you can do for business, like if you want to give to someone or if you want to sell stuff. They are ideal for that. And don't forget to subscribe either. So I'll see you around.